Well, you've heard what we've had to say. We've heard a little bit of what you have had to say out there. But what about the chairman of the Padres, Peter Seidler? Within the last few moments, Padres have released an official statement from Padres owner Peter Seidler. It reads, "We entered 2023 with expectations that we would build on last year's NLCS appearance and contend for a World Series championship. We fell short of that goal. Padres organization will learn from this season and emerge in 2024 with the pieces in place to compete for San Diego's first World Series title. Our current leadership team continues to have my full support, and I have asked them to perform a thorough assessment of our organization beginning today. We will make the changes necessary to play championship caliber baseball for our extraordinary fans in 2024. Peter Seidler, Padres chairman."
I have no earthly idea what that means.
I'm glad I'm not the only one.
I don't have the slightest clue what that means.
I mean, you can parse it a little bit.
If I parse it, Ben, everyone's staying. I've asked them to read it again.
He says,
read the part. You know the part.
"Our current leadership team continues to have my full support." Okay. Who is the leadership team?
It's Eric Grupner.
Eric Grupner.
It's AJ Preller.
Yes.
It's
Is
Bob
it
Melvin.
Bob Melvin?
Yeah.
I would say so. I mean, that would be my definition of the Padres leadership team. Others may say it's just Eric Grupner and AJ Preller, though. So I think it still leaves
There's a little
some wiggle room.
Shades of gray,
Yeah.
if you will.
I
Oh
have
my
asked
God.
them to perform a thorough assessment of our organization beginning today.
Okay, if you stop there, we're fine. The next sentence: we will make the changes necessary.
Kind of a lot of contradicting.
It really, we will make the changes necessary to play championship caliber baseball for our extraordinary fans in 2024. Now, if you parse it out and think the leadership group is Eric and AJ, that means Bob's gone today. And Bob will be signed by the Giants.
Well, that would be a change.
That would be a change.
If they're making changes.
He is talking about changes.
Or are
He
we
does say
talking more
changes.
about organizational, philosophical changes behind the scenes?
Relationship building.
Strategic changes.
Bob and AJ do a beach cleanup together today. That could be on the table.
It's never a bad thing to do a beach cleanup.
It's never a bad thing. Do some team building. Maybe they can get a suite for the Padres night, for a Padres game. Bob actually won't be managing. Him and AJ are hanging out in the Odyssey suite tonight.
Some of that catered food up there.
Yes. Yes.
Have some tri-tip nachos and work it all out.
So it's a brilliant statement, and that no one still, it remains in the dark.
Does anyone doubt Peter Seidler really wants to win?
No, I don't.
I think that is abundantly clear. I also think it's pretty clear that he's willing to put a good deal of resources toward that goal.
I agree.
Now, are they absolutely unlimited, like Steve Cohen style? Maybe
No.
not.
I'd
Especially
say,
in a market like San Diego. But he's been stretching more than anyone thought was possible to try to make winning happen. Does Peter Seidler, and, this is illness notwithstanding, I absolutely wish him the best and a speedy recovery. Does Peter Seidler have what it takes as an owner to make the difficult decisions to make winning happen?
I guess we will see.
Financially, he does. I've seen that.
I guess we'll see. I mean, that's the only answer. It's not a good answer. It's not a sexy answer, but today is that day. If you run it back for year 3 with Bob and year 10 for AJ, does anything change next season?
He just said they will make changes necessary to play championship caliber baseball.
That means you're going to cut Matt Carpenter.
It's a tough sell. It's a tough sell to sell changes without making personnel changes. Those are harder to see.
They're going to change personnel, but I think the personnel will
management
be wearing.
Personnel, though.
I think the changes will be where some of the players wearing the uniform, right? So I mean, you can. Again, shades of gray. You can say, "Oh no, we did make changes. We traded Juan Soto."
The part that's given me the biggest pause, though, even the Bob Melvin haters out there, and I've seen you on my social media feeds. How do you sell the next manager of the Padres if it's not Bob Melvin?
How do you sell him, or how do you
How do
sell
you
him
sell
to the fans?
How do you sell him to the fan base and to the players?
Frankly, not to be a jerk, what choice do we have? We don't. They fill the ladle and they say open up, and that's it. It doesn't. What choice do we have? If it's Ryan Flaherty, if it's Gabe Kapler, if it's Buck Showalter, if it's Joe Madden, if it's Benji Gill, if it's Henry, what choice?
What choice do you have is not the greatest sell job
It's
to
not
a fan base.
But I'm sorry to be so cut and dry about it, but that's absolutely the fact. I've said it before. I think it's malpractice to let Bob Melvin go. What am I going to do? Stop watching? Stop covering the team?
I'm not saying that, but anyone with a reasonable understanding of baseball, if you get rid of Bob Melvin,
you're starting fresh. Yeah,
inexperienced first-year manager.
What if you hire an experienced manager, a Joe Madden,
Mike Schilt?
Holy Schilt!
I think at the very best, you can say the Padres are making a lateral move.
Yes,
to try to shake something up, but you're not going to be able to argue we are going to bring in a dynamic new manager who's going to do a better job than Bob Melvin did.
It begs the question, is there anybody that would blow your hair back and say, all right, I mean, because you know how we feel about Bob. It's on record. Is there anybody that they could bring in that would, like how remember when they brought in Bob Melvin and we were like, holy crap, they actually did it. Is there anybody that blows your hair back out there? And I had, a guy tweeted me this weekend an interesting name, and if I can get it up quickly, I will. That's what she said. There are some interesting names. Who, though, do they bring in, though? And are they going to give this? Is this person going to get the autonomy that Bob Melvin never got? Are they? If it's Ryan Flaherty, right? That's the thing. Is like that's when you're beating your head against the wall, going, "What's going to change? What's going to change?"
If they're going to make a move at manager, it has to be somebody from not within the organization. Mike Schilt is another Bob Melvin. Ryan Flaherty is another Jace Tingler.
Right.
Another Andy Green. You're going to have to go.
Just
and I don't know who that guy is.
Yeah.
But was it Dennis's article talking about, like, what does that say to the baseball community and the community of managers and available managers out there that this team let Bob Melvin go?
Right. It's a tough
what's
sell
the
job.
problem?
It's a tough sell job for
You could
sure.
sell it to a guy that's going to make his managerial debut and not have any authority. That's about it.
I mean, if it's another quote unquote puppet type manager, are any Padre fans excited about that?
Hey, we've had manager GMs here in San Diego before. Trader Jack did it.
That's true.
Maybe A.J. Preller should just manage the team himself next season. Then there's no question who's responsible when it comes down to it. I don't think that's going to happen. But all I'm saying is that getting rid of Bob Melvin is an almost impossible sell, as this is how we're making the franchise better.
There's a portion of the fan base that would be elated. And to them, I say, congrats. Now you got another guy, another philosophy. Okay, fine. And like I said, you do have to just wear it. I mean, we'll absolutely have to wear it, whoever it is, and get to know them and follow how they manage.
And they may end up being immensely successful.
Absolutely.
This is baseball
It's
we're
baseball.
talking about.
Yep.
Absolutely, it's possible that Bob could go, a new manager comes in, and for whatever reason, Padres click next season and they win manager of the year, and it's fantastic. That's within the realm of possibility. But I'm telling you, for the press conference to begin his tenure, he's facing an uphill climb to win over hearts and minds.
This guy did some good research. His handle is Go Pops. And he says Rodney Linares should be our upgrade if and when Bo Mel leaves. Analytics inclined from winning organizations. Bilingual, Dominican-American. Already managed Soto and Machado in the WBC. Managed 5 seasons in the minors, helping to develop Astro stars. He's been the Tampa Bay Rays third base coach since 2019. That being said, great. Sounds like a really great prospect, a really great managerial prospect. Will he be able to manage, or a new guy in his first go-around? Some of the guys will know him. Some of them won't, which is probably pretty standard when you hire a new manager. Will he come in and AJ and staff say, okay, man, it's all yours, sink or swim?
Can he work with AJ Preller?
Right. That's kind of the thing. That's really the most constant theme over the last 9 years.
Can anybody work with AJ Preller?
Right. Can any of these managers do that? So that's what they have to figure out.
We've seen it now. We have the sample size. We've seen the
This will be
inexperienced.
6. This will be number 6.
Right.
In
We've
9
seen
years.
Inexperienced rookie managers. We've seen the
season
manager of the year veteran type guy come in.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's the interesting part. So the statement's out. It means that there's some wheels in motion. I think our pal Ryan Cohen summed it up well on Twitter. If you read between the lines, it's pretty obvious everyone will be back or everyone will be fired. Or some will be fired and some will be back. I think Ryan absolutely nailed that.
So basically where we were 20 minutes ago.
Correct.
Before this segment started and before that statement by Peter Seidler was released. Yeah.